Oh, too good. Too good. I'm loving it. Oh, you're a natural. Give us a head tilt. Give us a head tilt. Oh, too photogenic. Too photogenic. You want to have a look? Huh?
Where are my photographs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was taking your photos? Oh, no. The camera loves me the most.
I hate you so much.
Where are you going? Oh, don't be that way. Episode 2, baby.
And still not cancelled. Give that back to you.
Hello and welcome to Tech It Out. And if you haven't already guessed it, this episode is all about mobile photography.
That's right, because you no longer need to spend tons of money on the best DSLR or mirrorless cameras to capture that perfect image.
Mobile photography has come a long way, and this episode pretty much celebrates that fact.
That's right. So let's take a look at what all we have on the show this week.
On the show this week,
Meet the photographer who shot an Indian wedding entirely on his iPhone.
Sage will create some fun memories with the new Huawei P9 smartphone camera.
And Mr. Know-It-All Sahil gives a few tips on increasing your Instagram follower base.
All this and much more only on Tech It Out.
Sahil, lots to cover in this episode. Tell me what's first on the agenda.
A big fat Indian wedding.
What? Who's getting married? Are you?
No, I'm not getting married. Fortunately, this episode is not about that.
Let's make it about that. It's going to be so much fun. Just go change into a sherwani and be back.
Let's not make it about that. But it's good to know that my future marital life brings you so much joy.
No, it doesn't. It's actually the weddings that bring me the joy. So tell me about the big fat Indian wedding you were talking about.
Actually, it's a big fat Indian wedding shot entirely on an iPhone, and I met someone who did just that.
A big fat Indian wedding shot entirely on an iPhone. Who is the superstar?
Seffi Bergerson, a world-renowned photographer who shot recently in Udaipur and shot a beautiful wedding on his iPhone.
An entire wedding on an iPhone. That sounds really risky.
Okay, you don't seem convinced. I tell you what, why don't you check it out for yourself and then tell me how right I was. Here then is an entire Indian wedding shot on an iPhone.
I've been shooting on the iPhone for a few years already, and since I'm a wedding photographer, or at least I work in India and shooting weddings as well, it was a natural evolution for me to want to introduce the iPhone as a camera to my workflow, at least to try it. I decided it was a good time to try it. It's never been done before. It was something that I like to do. I like to push myself to do things that at least I have not done, and if nobody's done it then even better. The kind of interaction that the phone camera enables you to have with the subject is very indirect. It doesn't come between the photographer and the subject. So there's still an eye contact, and I'm still able to look at you when I shoot and hold the phone and look at it like this. It's somewhere between a medium format that I used to shoot looking down with a Hasselblad. I'd look down and look up at me and things like this. And when I hold a camera, it's like this. So the iPhone is something in the middle. So it's a whole new kind of camera, which represents just a new branch, a new way of shooting. It's never before that you held both a camera, a computer, a dark room or a light room, and access to the internet in one small device that can fit in your pocket. So instead of shooting and having to run back home and plug my memory card into the computer and downloading and then going over everything, I can edit, post-process on the spot, share it with my clients, and also upload it to social media. So all of that you can do from the field now instead of going back home to do it. And that to me is a bigger revolution than just changing the kind of film that I was shooting. Digital Photography, for me, it's like, you know, if you were shooting black and white earlier, now you shoot color. It's the same level of change. Of course, beyond the cost that we've cut out completely once we moved into digital. But all what I mentioned is a tectonic shift in the way that we interact with our subjects, the way that we interact with our own work. But it's a very, very different kind of animal. It's not something that, that at the moment at least is going to replace a DSLR, especially looking at the quality of the lenses, the availability of, you know, interchangeable lenses. If I was looking at the challenges, night photography is still a little challenging. If I was if the camera was stable and I was just shooting decor, I could still get very, very good results. But on the dance floor, when there's fast movement and changing lights and disco lights, and it was a little difficult. I had to use a handheld LED light to just, you know, generate some more light from my angle. It's photography. You know, if you want to take good pictures, you need to be a photographer. And it's a language. Photography is a language. So unless you speak the language, you will not be able to communicate an idea. So in that sense, you know, mobile photography is just the same as photography is. It's just a different camera. And if you want to take good pictures, you should know how to take pictures.
Okay, go on, say it.
No, I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
Okay, that was a beautiful wedding shot superbly on an iPhone.
A bit louder.
Anyway, while we are talking about the iPhone, it would be really unfair to not talk about the recently unveiled iPhone 7, especially the new dual camera on the 7 Plus.
What makes most of us a photographer? The DSLR or a smartphone? You know that it's the phone that many of us take out every time we see an Instagram-worthy moment. It's the phone that we use the most when on vacation. And it's the camera on the phone that we turn on to capture celebrations at parties. No wonder smartphone photography has become increasingly popular. And this is the reason the phone camera has become a key focus area for smartphone companies, be it Samsung, LG, Huawei or Motorola. And the latest to jump on the bandwagon was Apple, which introduced the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus with new cameras. While the iPhone 7's camera comes with incremental upgrades, it's the camera on the iPhone 7 Plus that has become the talk of the town. What's the big deal about the iPhone 7 Plus's camera? The camera on the iPhone 7 Plus is a first of its kind in the history of iPhones. For the first time, an iPhone has two camera lenses at the back and not one. Both cameras take 12 megapixel photos. While one is a wide-angle lens, the second is a telephoto lens that offers 2x optical zoom. This means that if you want to zoom in a bit, you can do that without worrying about image quality loss. Number 2. The dual camera setup on the iPhone 7 Plus is claimed to sense depth and allow users to blur backgrounds in images, something that is usually done using a professional camera. But you will soon be able to do exactly that with the iPhone 7 Plus as well. The new flash on the iPhone 7 Plus comes with 4 LEDs rather than the 2 that we usually see on other high-end phones. As the company claims, 4 LEDs flash 50% brighter than the iPhone 6s. This should result in sharper and more brightly lit photos. The dual camera setup on the iPhone 7 Plus looks promising. But is it worth the hype? We believe no. What do you think?
So Sahil, are you prepared to sell your kidney for the iPhone 7 Plus?
Yeah, but doesn't the dual camera justify the price tag? And you yourself did say that the wedding shot on the iPhone was pretty awesome.
I didn't say that. You made me say that. There's a difference. Anyway, I have something much cheaper that can give the iPhone 7 Plus camera a run for its money.
What are we talking about?
A Leica camera?
Are you comparing a Leica camera with a normal phone camera?
No, I'm comparing a Leica phone camera with a normal phone camera.
Are you talking about the Huawei P9?
Yes, I am. I got to spend some time with the Huawei P9 and here's my day through the lens of this phone's camera.
The generation of camera-enabled smartphones has turned us all into photographers. Honestly, how many times have you stopped your friends or even yourself from devouring that delectable plate of food just to get that perfect picture for Instagram? Ask yourselves, if you let go of any occasion to capture that perfect selfie? We are always up against each other in the rat race to get the most likes. And just like yourselves, I'm a victim to the very same rat race.
While picking that perfect phone for myself, a great quality camera is always on my top 5 list of priorities. Now you may think that a great camera can help you pick up that perfect smartphone. Well, hold on, that's just a myth. And with every other smartphone company claiming to turn you into a professional photographer, well, your choices only become more and more difficult. But what happens when a smartphone company claims to redesign your photography experience armed with not just a 12 megapixel dual camera setup, but with also the coveted Leica stamp? Would you want to give it a miss? I wouldn't. But will that make me a better photographer? Well, only time will tell.
Like all other new age smartphones, the Huawei P9 comes equipped with standard photo and video shooting features such as the monochrome, beauty, HDR, panorama, time-lapse, and slow motion on an easily accessible swipe right menu. But there's something about this camera app that differentiates it from the rest. And what's that about? We are just about to find out. I'm taking the phone with me today as I go around some of my favorite spots in Delhi. The laser autofocus technology equips the P9 camera lens to set focus on an object within no time. The dual camera setup, one dedicated to take color photos and the other for monochrome, combines the results of both the cameras to produce sharper, richer and better photos.
When taking close-up shots on the P9, the focus sets really fast, the colors are really rich and vivid, and there's a lot of sharpness in the pictures.
The monochrome feature is nothing new in phone camera, but in the Huawei P9, this otherwise common feature stands out. The blacks look blacker and the whites whiter. This is because there's a dedicated camera lens to just take black and white photos.
One of my favorite features on this phone camera is the depth of field mode. This feature was earlier available only on the DSLR camera, but now with just one tap, I can change the depth of the field. I also hear the iPhone 7 Plus has released something like this, but I'm yet to get my hands on it.
This mode can be enabled from the top right bar of the interface. Just like the human eye gives you information about the depths of different objects, so do the photographs produced in this mode.
These are the kind of photographs that the P9 clicks in low light environments. Now the phone camera doesn't live up to its expectations. While the photographs are relatively noise-free, they are much darker at the same time, and I'd expected these photographs to come out much brighter. There are phone cameras available in the market that perform much better in the same environment.
Though one can easily credit the intellect and smartness of the camera, but is it the best in its league? We'll let you know once we get our hands on the iPhone 7 Plus and the LG V20.
Okay, so Sejal, tell me this. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
About 1200.
Okay, not bad, but I'm going to do you a solid favor because I'm feeling super generous. I'm going to tell you, and I'm also going to tell you guys on how to increase your follower base on Instagram. What can I say? I'm nice like that. The number of us using Instagram is increasing by the day, but are we using it the right way? Well, you might be using it the right way, but you might not be using it smartly. But that's fine, because I'm here to give you 3 simple tips which will help you make the most out of the photo sharing service and at the same time increase your follower base. Tip 1. Don't use the Instagram camera. Because using the Instagram camera means unlocking your phone, going to Instagram, opening the app, and finally tapping the camera button. In all that time, you've lost the perfect click. Honestly, just use the native camera app, it opens in seconds, and take multiple shots which can be taken to Instagram for editing and sharing. Tip 2. The 6 filter formula. With so many filters available in Instagram, it at times becomes difficult to decide which one to actually use. You select one, move to another, and then the other, come back to the first one, but you're still undecided. Now, if you ever find yourself in that situation, then don't panic. Just keep in mind the 6 filter formula, LJL, VXL. It's made of the first letters of these filters, Lark, Juno, Ludwig, Valencia, X Pro 2 and Lofi. Having personally used it for long, trust me when I tell you this, one of them is guaranteed to give you a satisfactory result. Tip 3. Use captions. A caption, however long it may be, adds more value to the photo and calls forth the desired emotions. If there is a story to tell, the captions can tell it more than the photo by itself. For example, just take a look at this picture. Does it make any sense without a caption? No, right? Now take a look at the same picture but with a caption. Doesn't that put things into perspective? Also, photos with captions hold attention longer than the ones without any. While some photos may be self-explanatory, it is still better to add captions so as to leave no room for ambiguity.
So Sahil, those were some good tips, but I'm going to forgive you for thinking of Instagram as a kind of be-all and end-all of photo sharing and editing.
Well, it has the biggest user base, most celebrities are using it publicly, and it's also owned by Facebook, so it's one of the most wealthiest photo sharing apps out there.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everyone loves Instagram or Instagram is the best out there. In fact, there are people who want to leave Instagram altogether. And if you are on the leave it camp, here are the top 5 alternatives to Instagram that might just be worth your while.
If Instagram is no longer fulfilling your photo sharing and editing needs, then fret not. There are plenty of alternatives to Instagram, and in many ways, most of them are better. Take a look at these 5 awesome Instagram alternatives. First on our list is Flickr. Constantly rated as the top photo sharing app, this app poses a serious challenge to the reign of Instagram. It's a free app that offers you an incredible 1 terabyte of free cloud storage for your files without any fees or strings attached whatsoever. But that's not all. You can search and explore pictures from the Flickr community, manage and organize your gallery, take pictures, add filters, control color and contrast, and enhance the picture quality. Best of all, you can share the pictures on your social media accounts and the Flickr community. Next up is Pixlr, and it's one of the best Instagram alternatives if what you're looking for are editing tools. It lets you click pictures from the built-in camera and try different tools and brushes to enhance the picture quality.
Pixlr also offers some amazing effects and overlays to make your image truly stand out. Plus, there is an option of making some pretty awesome collages. What you'll likely want to do is to edit your photos with Pixlr and then take them somewhere else to share. If you're a fan of vintage photography and want all your photographs to pop out from the crowd, then Retrica is the perfect app to help you do so. To be fair, the app has a lot in common with Instagram when it comes to photo editing capabilities, especially with filters. Although it has one defining feature that Instagram doesn't have, which is the ability to apply filters in real time. This gives you the ability to see on your screen what the photo will look like filtered and make stylistic adjustments accordingly. You can also take multiple shots in a single touch and make GIF images. Moreover, Retrace lets you create your own private space to share your classic shots with your friends via Twitter, Facebook, and mail. Then there is PixArt, and it's your best choice for communicating with a global community of creative and like-minded individuals. Users can discover artists from across the globe and browse through pictures of other members in their network. Oh, and you can also draw and participate in various photography contests. So give it a try and share your masterpiece with the world. IM seeks to provide a more productive photo sharing experience by pairing users with a base of professional photographers and high-quality images. It allows you to take and crop pictures, enhance image quality, add tags, people and locations. It's a pretty sweet app. But what really sets IM apart is that they will sell your photos to other members of the network for $10 each. Your photos could be used for websites or advertisements or even personal use.
Well, that's all the time we have on this episode of Tech It Out. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach us out on Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram.
For all the news and other updates, keep watching WION. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.